Okay, so adding this video to my blog of the things that I've kind of accomplished on our build. Wow. Okay. So this is the menu I set up, replacing the old menu that we had as a template. Created a logo using AI on that one. I'm not an artist, so basically have a hover effect for each of the menu items. You can go into here, have difficulty settings. So these difficulty settings are going to actually adjust the dungeon generation. I can show that code later on, and then have a volume adjust as well too that I got on here too. So depending on which one you click, it's going to it'll generate a certain number of rooms depending on how you create the or what difficulty you make. So let's say, for example, I'm gonna go easy, and we'll take a look at it. Before I get that, credits. I do have the credits on here. I'm going to add more to these credits on here that I developed for any additional stuff that we use as far as art assets or whatever. So I'll start building that out. And so I'll play again. So right now I still have this little main character that we're using just to kind of for our testing purposes. Since I can't really venture out of it, I'm just going to go through it. So I have a placeholder right here, that little block. That right there is a pickup item. There's two pickup items that we're going to have, at least so far. Right now we only have one that's implemented, I have one that's implemented, which is the key item pickup. And the idea is that when you get to the boss, we call it the boss area, but basically the key area to get the key item to leave, you have to get that item. You have to pick up this to unlock that door. So the idea on here is that I'm going to have a door going into the boss area, which should be about right here, and it'll be locked. So you won't be able to go into it until you have ventured through the maze or the dungeon, looking for that item. Right now I have the item just spawning at the very beginning of the first room. So that way, you see where I touched it. It will go into inventory, and once I get the UI set up, then it will actually display, hey, you have the key item, now look for the boss area, or you can open a boss area. And then once you go into the boss area, then you'll fight some enemies in there, and then on the last level you'll fight a boss if we have that, and then you'll be able to obtain the key item that you need in order to come back here to the entrance. And there's a trigger box that we place here in the entrance. I haven't done it yet. That will allow you to progress to the next level. So as far as the dungeon is concerned, you see right now we have a straight hallway. We have a couple of pathways going side to side on the sides of that hallway. These are all different little, different areas. Okay, so I want to show how the dungeon will change as far as the shape is concerned, or is layout. So I'm going to go and press O, goes into my pause menu, which, by the way, I got to put on here a pause menu, but this is our pause menu. If you can go resume game, it'll come back into the game again. Okay, or I can do main menu, and I'm going to play game again. So now we'll notice that the layout of the dungeon is slightly different. You see I have a longer hallway right there. Oh, that's interesting. Didn't know I did that. So I have a longer hallway here. The pathways are a little bit different coming into going into the main. And I'm going to come back again, play another one. So another little generation of the dungeon here. This one is kind of shorter, so you can see it is a slight different variation on the dungeon for every time. Okay, I'll do one more. Actually, I'm going to go to, that was easy, so I'm going to go on hard, or normal, and I go into the dungeon this time, now the generation is a little bit different, a little bit more rooms. And because it is kind of randomized, you notice that a lot of it, a lot of times it just kind of sends a straight straight path. Oh, didn't see that one coming. Looks like I got into the edge case. I've figured out what that is by changing too many times. Let me try hard. So hard should develop a much larger dungeon. Now you have some more branching paths going in to a dead end. Okay, and some more paths going out this way. So with the harder one, it's going to create more rooms, more pathways. Looks like I still have some work to do on this because it's still kind of creating like a straight path, and I want to make it more of a labyrinth. So I am going to be doing some more tweaks on that as I go on. Anyway, there is music playing. There is supposed to be music playing on here on the main menu as well as the options menu and the gameplay. I imported 2 songs in here. I have an issue where it starts to play it and then it stops, and I'm not sure why. So I'm trying to figure that out because everything I look at, it looks like it should be playing, and in the console, it says it's playing. But anyway, yeah, that's the game. That's what I've been kind of working on. And I'm going to pause for a second. Okay, so when it comes to our difficulty parameters, I have it set up here, kind of like a switch case. So depending on which mode, easy, normal, and hard, then it will generate that number of chamber or number of rooms, some branch paths, and also the chance of a chamber being generated. So tweaking these will kind of change how it will lay out. Okay, and I wanted to go and show kind of the room generation here. Now I can go ahead and come out. So you see how this is on normal, yeah. It'll generate the rooms. Each one should branch out to a dead end or other chambers going into the boss area back here in the back. If I come back and put it on hard, now we have a much larger labyrinth. So this is what I've been working on for the dungeon creation, and still working on it. I still have some more things to do in it, a few tweaks. Found that little edge case right now during the video, so I'm going to go ahead and look into that as well. But yeah, this is that's weird. This is where we're at so far. Okay, thanks for watching.